Welcome back to Magnesium. It's time for controversy. That's right, this past Strike Force we had John Finney versus Cristiane Cyborg Santos. Let's bring it up. It's pretty. It's so pretty. Yes, we had a little controversy in regards to the stoppage. There wasn't really any doubt as to who was going to win the contest, but we'll all give John our kudos for sticking in there with the baddest woman on the planet, possibly anywhere, possibly in the solar system, but I digress. The controversy here was the stoppage. Apparently, some people thought it should have been stopped sooner than it was, and that John was not intelligently defending herself. And I decided to bring up a different point of view now. What people saw during this competition was three people. We had Jen, we had Cyborg, and we have the ref. But what we really had was three women in the ring. Now, women have been struggling and fighting for equal treatment, except for when it comes to when I punch them in the face, then all of a sudden it's back to the women's rights thing. But otherwise, they have been fighting for a long time, struggling to be treated equally as men. And I have to say that this time they got it. You know, I watched it, and I could really identify with the people who said that maybe it should have been stopped a little sooner. But on the other hand, we have a very unique situation here. We have three people in the cage who are women, and this does not happen very often in MMA. And the third woman here in question is Kim Winslow, and she's done a couple events. She's the first female UFC rep. I've seen her do stuff for WEC before, and she's obviously very passionate about the sport. She was quoted as saying, "MMA chose me," basically, and a couple of us have wondered if she would look good with her hair down, but that's another story altogether. But the point I'm trying to make here is that it would not be unreasonable to surmise that she, being a female, seeing her two fellow females duke it out in the cage, would let the fight go longer than, say, a male referee would. Maybe if Josh Rosenthal or Mazzagatti was in there, the fight might have been stopped sooner. I mean, you never know. In the back of her head, she could be thinking, "Come on, girls, show them you can take a beating like the men can." Another point I was thinking of that had just recently come up with the Lesnar-Carwin fight was the active fighters trying to throw the refs off by swarming their opponent with punches once they're down. You know, it's not a uncommon thing to see. So they might give the illusion that the opponent is being damaged and is hurt beyond what they might actually be. In the Lesnar-Carwin fight, people were saying, "Hey, you know, not a lot of these shots are connecting," and other people were saying, "Why didn't he stop the fight?" And this probably, the Cyborg Finney fight probably isn't as good an example, but you can definitely see the flurry of punches and some that are missing and the turtling, and it's a whole other aspect that you could look at. Now, I just want to stress that although I've thrown things out there in regards to the stoppage and why it wasn't stopped on behalf of the referee, I don't want this in any way to interfere with the fact that I still believe that this was a fairly one-sided affair, and that in no way was Jen winning the fight. So I just want to reiterate that. I mean, she clearly took more of a beating than Gina Carano did, and she didn't tap out, so I think she did her part in the affair as a whole.
明天下午和我一起飞回台湾。
爸，让我下去跟他打个招呼吧。